Hey everyone, Coach Kirsten here, and I wanted to show you my favorite series of stretches that you can do with a strap or a belt or a tie or a rope or anything that's kind of a little bit thicker so it doesn't cut off your circulation, and something that's a texture that isn't going to bother the bottom of your foot. And this is a way you can stretch hamstrings, IT band, glutes, hips, inner outer thighs, all in a very relaxed way. So again, you just need some sort of strap or something. Make it long enough so if you have it on your leg, on your foot, you can hold on to both ends pretty comfortably. So here's how it goes. I like a mat as well, but you don't need to have a mat. So you're gonna go ahead and lay down on your back. And you're gonna start with your feet apart and your knees bent, and then you're gonna put the strap underneath one of your feet. And you're gonna raise your foot right up to the ceiling, stretching your hamstring. If you're less flexible, then it's gonna be just enough just to straighten out your leg. If you're more flexible, you can start pulling your foot over your head. So you're gonna hold each of these for about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much time you have. So I'm gonna probably hold them for about 15 seconds just to show you what they are and explain them. And then you can hold them longer if you have more time. Obviously, the longer you hold them, the more benefit they are going to have for stretching. So this is our first stretch. And then we're gonna straighten out the leg. So now this intensifies the stretch in your hamstring, and then this hip flexor of the other leg. We're gonna put both straps in the hand opposite of the foot, keeping your hips and shoulders on the floor so you're not rotating at the spine at all. You're gonna start to cross your leg over the midline of your body. So we're keeping this hip down and our shoulders are pressed firmly onto the mat. So this is our IT band stretch. So stretching your IT band, which runs from your hips all the way to your ankle. First step is to just straighten out that leg. And then if you are more flexible, you can start bringing that foot closer up to your head. Next one would be lifting the hip all the way off the floor to a twist. Other arm is out, so you're feeling a really big twist in the spine, and a stretch all the way from your foot to your opposite hand, or actually it's the same hand, it's just in the opposite direction right now. So this is your spinal twist. This is also probably stretching your hips, glutes, and hamstrings a little bit. And from here, you're gonna slowly move slowly, especially if you are holding these for longer. Switch the strap into the other hand and take this leg out wide. So this is your inner thigh, your straddle stretch. So you want, again, the first step is for your knee to be straight, keeping your other hip pressing into the mat. Upper body should be relaxed on all of these, legs straight. If you are more flexible, you can start bringing the toe up toward your head. And then again, slowly, especially if you've been there a while, then straighten up the leg. We're gonna bend the knee to 90 degrees and bring the knee in toward our chest, foot up toward the ceiling. At this point, if you're not very flexible, this hip is gonna wanna pop up, so just keep that pressed down. If you're more flexible, you can open up the ankle, more than 90 degrees with this leg. If not, just 90 degrees is perfectly fine. And then we're gonna take the knee out and the heel in. So if ever you've done yoga, this is kind of like a pigeon pose, floating up in the air. So you're working on your knee reaching up to the ceiling, but your foot pulling in toward your opposite hip. And if you're more flexible, you can start, again, pulling this foot up toward your head, but you're pulling the foot down toward your body at the same time. So it's kind of a knee push, foot pull, a push-pull thing. And then from here, you're just gonna rotate, lift the hip off, and just set your foot on the outside of your hip. So this is gonna really open up this outside of your hip, maybe even your oblique area. then you're gonna bring the heel, the whole foot up on the opposite hip, and then rotate that knee out toward the floor. So it's more of a half lotus type position, and you're still pulling your foot up toward your hip, but you're letting the gravity just pull this knee down away. And then when you're done with that, you'll release, do a full body stretch, and then we will start with bending the knees again, reset, and do everything on the other leg. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. And again, the longer you can hold it, but I should have counted beforehand, but I think there's like 10 different steps to this. So if you held them each for a minute on both sides, that would be a 20-minute stretch. If you have time for that, holding 60 seconds in each position would be amazing. If you don't have time for that, 45 seconds, 30 seconds would make this whole series 10 minutes. And if anything, if you don't have time to do the whole thing, if you have a certain area of your body that is bothering you right now, then just go right to that section and do that stretch. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.